Hello chicos and chicas, bienvenidos a mi canal. We are watching another ish video titled 1000 players simulate a massive civilization or something like that. If you have not seen Ish's channel, his content is very good. These are like very social experiments with many people, and I don't know, it's very emotional content that he makes really good. But without further ado, we will be watching the video starting now.
In the biggest social experiment ever done in Minecraft, I scattered 1,000 people across 4 massive islands
1,003 people.
Civilization.
I think he meant to
players
change
were given
that.
no help or guidance, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever. No. Now each player has the freedom to do whatever they want, gather resources,
So it's another
society,
PvP
become a dictator,
or well SMP where
go to war.
Where you have a permadeath.
People on each island,
that's always scary.
Anything can happen, but I can promise you one thing: this event ended up having the most entertaining story arc I've ever seen. You do not want to miss this. So pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video.
I root for Fairy to Platypus. I root for Fairy to Platypus.
Don't forget, if you want to participate in these videos,
I do.
join my Discord server.
I did.
And of course, subscribe to my
I have.
Alright, is everyone ready to be teleported? Jump if you're ready. Okay, here we go.
Oh no. 1,000 players left.
I'm in. On day 1, all 1,000
That implies there
players
won't be
were
1,000
teleported
players
to their
at the
islands,
end.
Each its own biome. We had plains, desert, snow, and jungle.
This is huge.
Most players spent the first day scouting their island, searching for a place to settle, but almost immediately we started to see people dying, and oddly they were all coming from the snow island. It turned out people were freezing to death.
Oh,
after getting
did people
stuck
not
in
know
powdered
that?
Snow, which looks exactly like regular snow, but sucks you in like quicksand.
You have to look at the little, like, this little top, this little...
Oh no. Even worse for the poor people on the snow island, trees were almost nowhere
That's
to be
sad,
seen.
dude.
The desert island also had very few trees, which players needed if they wanted to get wood. But the places where players did find trees quickly became extremely valuable hotspots for groups to settle at and colonize. Look at all these people coming together. Community crafting. They're making progress. Meanwhile, the people on the jungle island had essentially unlimited trees and were thus already thinking about other things. What did you say your plan was?
I'm gonna take over the world.
Oh.
This is my right hand man.
Darbo.
He's already to it.
Right-hand man Darbo.
Actually, he's very camouflaged.
He doesn't speak.
While having a lot of
What the
trees
fuck?
did seem like an advantage at first,
Yeah, the fencing.
many jungle people found the island to be difficult to traverse, given the immense amount of trees and the hostile mobs that would spawn on the surface due to lack of sunlight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This fear of traveling also made it more difficult for jungle people to talk with each other, since players could only read chat messages from people 100 blocks away from them or less. Although frankly, at least they
Not
didn't
proximity
have to
chat.
we're looking at. Lastly, we get to the Plains Island, and boy was it different from the others. It truly was just the perfect island to live on, with green grass, trees, animals, and no natural dangers. This guy's making a little animal family. Or farm. Not needing to worry about dying as much as everyone else, the people on the Plains Island were among the first to start mining for resources like iron or diamonds. They were also the first to build up villages and, yes, to create civilizations. Throughout the first day, you could see 2 main groups starting to come together. One of them a democracy led by a player named Horace Crown.
Our aim is building
This is the usual, like, looking Minecraft area.
Democracy led by a player
So they're
named
probably
Skyfall.
gonna have a lot of resources more.
It was actually kind of odd how similar these two civilizations were. They were both located on the southern shore, they both had democratic elections, and their leaders both wanted good for their own people. I just hope nothing happens to change that.
I'm gonna make an Among Us character.
Never mind, I hope they die. Soon it was the end of day 1. Players across all 4 islands logged off and made plans.
An Among Us character, I would love to see that.
was on day 2 when civilizations really began to thrive. In the southeast corner of the desert, what used to be an empty patch of grass was
There we got a
turning
windmill
into the
going.
desert's largest nation.
Whoa, look at that.
So
Oh, that's sick,
Yo,
actually.
what's up, Ish? The Sultan is back.
you might recognize the player storming hell from my first civilization video where he led a nation called the Sultanate. Well, now the desert dictator is back with the Sultanate 2.0, and this time with a
What the
population of over 100.
I like how it's
I want to
fit.
maintain order and peace in the desert.
His
The
outfit
rules
is
as
very
established by
accurate to the
Sultan
environment.
included: wear proper attire, do not eat pork, complete
Wear
mandatory
proper
work,
attire,
and most
okay.
importantly, acknowledge the Sultan as the supreme and divinely chosen leader. Moving on, since it was still hard to get food in the dry climate, the people of the Sultanate focused on developing different types of food production, like fishing in the surrounding ocean. On top of this, a player named Drip Chicken made a chicken market, although when I checked it out myself, it
Why
turned
didn't
out to be a
Spanish?
very different type of market.
Welcome to Los Pollos Hermanos.
Thank you.
Would you like some totally legal sugar?
He doesn't sound like a Los
Anyway,
Pollos
we finally
hermano.
go back
He
to
doesn't
the
sound
snow
like a
island.
hermano.
As I was flying around, I found what I can only describe
¿Qué
as a
pasó?
British shrimp. Is the cold climate really the best place for a shrimp?
I mean, depends. Look at my little friend over here, you know.
Wait, who's your friend? Underneath?
Talking about a
He is,
shadow?
He's fully here. He's literally.
Oh.
He's chilling.
Oh, he's up here now.
Oh.
No, my fish buddy. Please go back down.
Despite the killer powdered snow and the occasional polar bear, the people on the snow island were actually doing pretty well building settlements together. Nobody was fighting because everyone had one common enemy, the harsh climate. That being said, it turned out that all of these snow settlements might be a bit more than just little communities. On day 2, rumor was getting out about a conspiracy that, despite them all being spread out across the entire island, a lot of these snow settlements were actually all being run by one single person.
Wow.
Whose goal was to unify the entire snow island under one mighty empire. This person's name was Alanulo, and he was running this entire empire recruitment operation from an
That's a nice name.
underground bunker where he thought he was safe
Alanulo.
for the time being. Essentially what he would do was hold meetings with people who were already leaders of their own settlements and convince them to merge their civilizations with his empire so they would be stronger together. He would give these leaders orders to fulfill, and in exchange they would be guaranteed high-ranking positions in the empire. If this empire actually succeeds
Oh, wow.
in
A
uniting
duke?
all 300
Wow, he thought of that.
people
Duke,
on the
Baron,
snow
and Knight?
island, it would easily become the most powerful nation in the world. In fact, it would be bigger than the Sultanate and the two Plains democracies combined.
Winter
Will
is
this
coming.
ambitious plan actually succeed?
Winter
Let's see what
indeed is
happens in the
coming.
following days.
Okay, he might be onto something though. If you unite your entire nation, all 250 people, against 3 different nations who are spread out and evenly divided, 80 people died. Holy shit!
We've now covered the politics of every
What's been going on?
across the entire island, and a lot of them were in constant fights with each other. Oh. Who are the... What is going on? There's a fight here. Here's a tribe that imprisoned one of their own members for being, quote, too rich.
I say we tax him and then let
Well,
him out of jail. Go well.
I mean,
Take your shoes.
So
Who
overall, there was
taxed him?
chaos. Nobody trusted
We
one
did
another.
have a lot of
To add
fucking-
to
you know what?
this,
Eat
nobody
the
wanted
rich.
to travel too far into the jungle because they
Terrible
were
part
scared
ain't eat
of
them
rogue
limb by
tribes
limb.
and especially hostile mobs. In fact, we
Full set of
had to
diamond?
remove
Yo,
creepers
they-
on day 3 because they were killing too many people.
oh no!
Now, there
Oh,
were
no.
actually 2 tribes that were considered the most influential in the
You know what? They
jungle.
should
The first,
remove
a
creepers and keep
river-based
zombies if
settlement
that's the
called
option.
Sea
I
People,
think
whose
zombies
leader was
is
killed almost immediately by a random rogue tribe. The new
Well,
leader,
if you die by
Yusuke,
zombie, that's natural
dedicated his
selection.
rule to maintaining order,
They're
but
so
also
slow.
to keeping his people happy by setting up events like stand-up comedy nights.
I got a few jokes about unemployed people. Oh wait, none of them work.
Oh,
second influential tribe
that was
located in
pretty
the
good
center
actually. I
of the
like that
jungle,
one.
And it was what appeared to be a
That was
faction
actually
revolving
pretty.
around the worship of a player named Seth.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Seth.
Oh, what's up?
Need a job.
Oh, this is just creepy. You're telling me this isn't a personality cult?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It's a way of life, alright? It's a religion.
Lastly, as I was flying around, I happened to run into this guy again.
Why they all have the
Circle
same
of the
fit?
world.
What the
Believe it or not, he
what's
had
going on there?
actually become the leader of a pretty impressive settlement. Granted, there was a lot of internal drama in his tribe.
Do you see this like really cool tower thing that we're building here?
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. It's really cool, isn't it? And do you see our farm over there? It looks really cool and nice. Now come over here. Could you tell us what this is?
In short, two of Wazik's tribe members built a librarian's tower, and he thought it was ugly and wanted to burn it down. Now, when I talked to the librarians, they said Wazik just doesn't like the library because he's illiterate. As I said, drama. Now, the jungle
Because
wasn't
he's
the only
illiterate.
place having problems.
He can't read.
The Plains Island was seeing both a surge in development, this whole place is awesome, but also a rise in tension. The leader of one of the Plains democracies, Horus Crown, had found out that the other Plains nation, run by Sidefall, had reached out to the Snow Island looking for potential alliances. Horus Crown did not like that Sidefall was reaching out to other islands instead of reaching out to him, so he quickly established his own alliance with two other Plains settlements.
What, isn't
both
Sidefall the one
located
who,
on the
like,
east side of the island, which would essentially
who made
cut
that
off Sidefall's
propaganda
access to
and then
most of
died?
Plains if a war were to break out.
We think Sidefall is definitely up to something, and we're planning to stop him.
The people living on the Plains Island, who had otherwise taken their peaceful lives for granted, were getting very worried about a potential massive war that would devastate their homes.
Here in KFC, we want family, not war.
Meanwhile, on the desert island,
Uh-oh.
the Sultan storming hell was not happy when he discovered that a group of mountaineers had made their home on the mountains surrounding the Sultanate. So
Okay, but that's
the two
really
groups had a meeting
close.
to discuss this dispute over land.
Why does the Sultanate have any more right to a plot of land?
Simply might makes right. We're stronger, so if it comes down to it, may the stronger group win.
People in the desert were starting to get worried about storming hell's
That
tyrannical
was-
nature, so some of them moved to a quickly growing democratic nation
That was
on
crazy.
the other side of the island. This
Oh,
was
Separata!
Tharian, the name derived from the Greek word for freedom. I asked their elected
Seps.
president, Saps, about the Sultanate.
Hopefully we can establish some peaceful relations for now. I mean, we're in the middle of a desert. Why fight, you know?
Overall, each island had its own conflict between
Wow, it's
the
weird seeing him
desert's
again.
Sultan dominance, the plains' alliance disaster, the jungle's total chaos, and the Snow Empire's takeover.
El
At least one of these
Anuelo.
conflicts was bound to erupt very soon.
But you
the
know me.
conflict was plagued.
Gotta root for the
At the beginning
Mexican.
of told everyone that Sidefall was about to attack the Plains Island. Horus Crown called a code red, and everyone on Plains was freaking out, including these guys
Uh-oh.
at the center of the Plains
Among
Island
Us.
who built a
I love
tavern
that.
on a
I love
lake.
that noise.
I spoke with the bartender.
Welcome to the tavern. I hope you can enjoy a nice beer since it might be our last.
Oh, that's dark.
So at this
What
point, you're
the
probably
fuck?
wondering, what was Sidefall actually doing? Well, it turns out Sidefall was just as confused as everyone else since he had no plans to attack anyone. The propagandist had lied.
I have no clue what these guys are talking about. I don't want to attack anyone. I
Spring
don't want a civil
Spring
war.
Trap was the original
So
propagandist.
now, both sides
Oh
were
my
gearing up for
God.
war over nothing but a
That's what made
miscommunication.
Sidefall
All
become a
throughout,
propagandist
Sidefall
next
was
time.
desperately trying to reach out to the other Plains leader, saying that he didn't
It
want
was all
war. The other
him.
leaders doubted him, but they actually agreed to meet with him as long as they met on neutral ground.
Whoever told you guys I want war is lying.
Tell us the truth then.
While they talked, Horus Crown secretly had undercover spies search Sidefall's entire village, but he wasn't aware Sidefall had someone else place a bunch of TNT under his
Why would he do
village.
that?
But before things went too far,
Okay. Oh God.
Folks, we have a peace deal.
by the thinnest of margins, crisis was averted. After talking, the
Oh.
leaders had
They
made a
have
peace
cake.
treaty. I actually didn't get to see much of the
What
meeting,
else-
but here's
what else,
essentially what happened. Sidefall first
says
apologized
peace,
to the other Plains
then
leaders
cake.
for not being open with them, specifically about his relationship with the Snow Island. He told them he had only reached out to Snow in hopes to get on the good side of a player named A Freakin' Turkey, who was apparently Alanulo's second in command. The Plains leaders discussed their disagreements on foreign relations,
Cool.
Horus Crown preferring keeping alliances within planes, and Sidefall believing in making allies on other islands. But they were able to put their differences aside. They banished the propagandist from the Plains Island, and at the end, the 4 major Plains nations created a Great Plains Alliance. The Plains Island went from being on the brink of war to being the most united island of all.
Wicked.
And it wasn't just plains. Toward the end of the day, all 4 islands were prospering. From the people on snow collecting resources and building together, to the people in the desert working on the Sultan's build project, which was to create a massive holy city. Even the jungle was at peace at the end of day 4, since the remaining jungle people were just thankful that they were still alive. Soon though, it was the next day. But before we let people back
Wow, this is
onto
very
the server,
different. Not many
the
people are
admins
dying.
and I decided to add a little something.
Huh? Oh, a whole new vibrant, fresh island.
In the center of the world, and we didn't tell the players that we did this. We wanted to see who would discover the island, how long it would take to find, and then what would happen next. So we started up the server.
Oh
and the
no,
wait began.
people are gonna want that island.
But meanwhile, we have to talk about the Snow
I
Island.
wonder if it has something good in it, like
Hello,
what road resources they got there.
How's it going?
On day 5, the player A Freakin' Turkey finally gave me a full explanation of the mysterious
Was this the El
Snow
Queso guy?
Empire, which I found out was named
Where he was like,
the
"Para el
Aculon
queso."
Empire. Still fearing for
Or was
his
that someone
safety,
else
the
that looked
Empire's
like him?
founder, Olanulo, gave orders entirely from his secret underground bunker, while his second in command, A Freakin' Turkey, carried out his orders and led the people on the ground.
Okay.
You guys have
Okay.
settlements across
The
the
20.
entire island.
There is a lot. Just know none of it was made by slaves.
The Empire relied on strict
okay.
order to maintain
At least we
peace.
know.
It's now 200 citizens were each assigned a daily job like building, mining, or fighting. And whenever they were online, all citizens were required to be in 2 Discord voice channels at once, which I didn't even know was possible. Also, the Aculon Empire made it a point to document everything, including its list of members, its hierarchies, its physical landmarks. But what I
Discord
found most
voice
impressive
channel,
was
holy
the
shit.
high-level operation going on in this seemingly regular building.
This singular building is the richest place in the entire server.
They called this the Quartermaster's House, and it was where the Aculon Empire not only collected and stored all its resources, but also distributed items using a complex
I wish they
request
changed the
system,
cobblestone,
where, for example,
but
a citizen asks for iron ingots, and then the
it's the
Quartermaster
most
decides
common
exactly
resource
how much
alongside
iron that citizen
wood.
deserves based on a detailed algorithm they developed. Has anyone tried breaking into this place?
Not yet. Let's just say if you tried to get in without permission,
Look.
you're not gonna.
Oh,
get a
yo,
very
this
nice welcome.
this Minecraft shit goes deep.
Later, this
What the
player,
fuck?
Celius, was caught trying to sneak his way in, and he was sentenced to a public execution to be held.
Got
the
fucking
next day.
computer engineers
Things are kinda
figuring that shit
strict
out.
here, huh?
As long as they don't take away my squid, I'm a happy man. Oh man, look at him.
The Snow Island continued
Oh,
to be
he adopted him.
vigilant about criminals, but so inescapable prison is surrounded by lava. Or Wazak's Nation in the jungle, which made a giant sand trap. Oh, this is evil.
Just
Wait, why?
until we have a nice little deliberation with something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be put to death, you know. Like,
Even planes didn't feel
Oh my
exactly
god,
safe, as
they're
this
all
self-described
preparing for like
capitalist
war.
nation made a giant wall to protect its people.
We want to make sure that communists cannot take this away from us.
But as I was talking to these guys, I got tipped off from someone in the desert that something big was about to happen. The Sultanate army's on the move.
What? Where are they going and why?
The Sultanate sent his elite squad on a secret nighttime mission. Their goal? To find a group of people that had been rumored to want to assassinate the Sultan. They're at the north side of the island now.
Oh yeah, okay, this is
Oh
our target.
shit.
This is our target.
Okay, let's go.
Oh shit.
According to the Sultan, the people hiding in this little settlement were indeed the attempted assassins, and now the group had a decision to make.
Oh, we're gonna kill this guy.
Do we kill this guy?
Up until now, there hadn't been any violence between desert nations. Will this be the breaking point?
He didn't even know. He was just chilling.
We are showing the desert that if you make plans to kill me,
justice will come for you.
The Sultan's elite squad spent the rest of the night raiding the settlement, but during their chase of another suspected assassin, they ran literally into a major dilemma.
We know he's running to Syria.
The guy they were trying to kill was running toward the democratic nation of Theria to get asylum there. The Sultanate is really about to roll up on Theria. Holy, this could cause a major conflict. But the Sultanate's army didn't care. They barged into Theria and searched every single house to find this one person who ultimately ended up getting away. Meanwhile, the people of Theria were freaked out by the raid. But when they looked to their leader Saps for guidance, he was nowhere to be seen.
Where's Saps?
He had fled.
Saps dipped?
Eventually,
Why?
The Sultanate's army left, but Theria was not going to forget this.
Last time I get why. Trust me, last time I get why. I would have dipped too, but what kind of leader just goes? Oh shit.
Attempting to blow up the quartermaster's house, Zelius betrayed our people. And for this, he must die. Glory to Aculon.
Glory to Aculon. Oh.
It was a busy day for A Freakin' Turkey. The execution was successful, but the Empire didn't yet have a written constitution or a justice system. So A Freakin' Turkey met with a player who claimed to be a lawyer to set up a legal system.
You get the smaller seat, unfortunately, but do know it is quite important as well.
I'm used to cramming into tight spaces.
Afterward, A Freakin' Turkey took his guard to Drew and confronted some farmers who he claimed weren't producing enough food for the Empire.
I swear I will not miss any payment I have to owe you.
Drew, the bow, please. I expect 5 stacks of bread delivered within 1 to 2 business days.
Even though he was a little tyrannical at times, A Freakin' Turkey was actually becoming very well liked
5 stacks
in
is
the
kind
Aculon
of
Empire because he got
5 stacks of
things
bread is kind of
done,
a lot.
and he was a charismatic speaker.
Fellow citizens, it is my distinct honor to pronounce Steve and Pixel as husband and wife.
See, even though he was only the second in command of the Snow's
That's
Aculon
good.
Empire,
Good
many
for them.
people were
There's a little
starting to
wedding.
view A Freakin' Turkey as a better candidate for leader than Alanulo, since most people in the Empire had never even seen Alanulo, given that he's been hiding underground the entire time, afraid of being assassinated. In fact, some of his own citizens weren't even sure he existed. While Alanulo ruled from afar, only talking with high-ranking officials, A Freakin' Turkey was considered a man of the people.
Because he's like, well,
someone who
he's in the
talks to
front, you know?
everyone. In
It
fact,
wouldn't make
A
sense
Freakin'
for
Turkey had gained
Alanulo to
so much
be...
notoriety that leaders of other nations were starting to reach out to him for alliances
Yeah.
rather than to Alanulo.
Because if Alanulo was out and about, I would understand that and why he would want to be a leader. But if he's just talking with the leaders on the ground and the citizens don't see him, why would you follow someone you don't even know? That doesn't make sense. So I would follow A Freakin' Turkey as well.
So as a result of all of this, Alanulo was starting to get a little worried.
Turkey knows that I created this empire and its entire political system, and as long as I am alive, I will be its only ruler.
What? He's got nothing to his name. Not really.
That's very funny.
Was he on? Was he under? Was he under A Freakin' Turkey's house?
Here on the Jungle Island, things haven't slowed down one bit. Amidst the chaos, this small group had made a monkey religion, and that's very funny.
Our monkey religion.
Old 60s music.
Here on the Jungle Island, things haven't slowed down one bit. Amidst the chaos, this small group had made a monkey religion, and their goal was to build the biggest tree in the entire world.
Monkey religion.
Industrious.
While everyone
What does that
else
mean?
is fighting and killing each other, we are peacefully building.
By now,
Monkey
every
circle.
tribe in the jungle seems to have its own goal. These
Was
guys
this
building
during
a
the
tree.
revert back
This
to
group,
monkey
called the
era?
Blue Cross, provided food and shelter to refugees. Meanwhile, Wazak's goal, which was still to take over the world, was seemingly driving him mad.
Like, was this
Especially
during the
after
same time that
a second
Planet of the Apes was
tower.
coming out?
You did this out of spite, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah.
Overall, it seemed like there was a lot on Wazik's mind, as if he was planning something big. Meanwhile, Seth and the Sea People were still the two biggest tribes in the jungle, and both pursued very innovative political strategies. For example, Seth got married, but only so he could parade around the jungle and demand wedding gifts from everyone. And you know what? It freaking worked. The Sea People, on the other hand, had taken on a
that's funny
massive
as hell,
goal,
actually.
which was to finally end the chaos in the jungle.
What about the wife?
And
Does
they
she
did
get a
this
share?
by sending out stealth groups and hunting down thieves, murderers, and anyone who they claimed did wrong. However, some of the supposed wrongdoers they killed were actually allies of Seth. In response, Seth demanded that the Sea People stop their initiative immediately, but the Sea People plans to continue. All of a
The Sea
sudden,
People.
the jungle island was on the verge of a massive war, as if there wasn't enough chaos already.
Oh god. The Pokemonkey.
Wait.
Who is this diva?
I think so.
Whoa.
Who is this diva that landed on this land?
On day 7, a player named the Pokemonkey discovered the secret 5th island. The island had a mysterious dead terrain,
Where were they trying
a
to go?
small pre-built village in the center, and underground, it contained netherite, which is the strongest and rarest
Yo! Oh wow. What do you know?
Now, Pokemonkey was a part of Sidefall's nation in Plains, and he quickly alerted Sidefall about the very strange and unexpected discovery he just made. He's taking the blue lantern so
Wait,
people
why-
believe him. Guys, I'm not
why was
lying,
that
there
so,
really
like,
is an
blurry?
island. 2 minutes later, another person found the center island. This time, someone from the jungle. Then, like a domino effect,
Was he
more
playing
and
on the
more
PS4?
people started arriving, typically either alone or in small groups, like these guys from the desert. Even though they all came from different islands and nations, nobody was fighting. In fact, they seemed to be forming friendships and simply admiring this new mysterious place. He's saying this is amazing. Quickly, word began spreading across the world that there
They're
was a
trying
5th
to.
island, and about 30 minutes into day
Uh-oh.
7, basically everyone knew. It was crazy how fast everyone found out. Now, some nations were hesitant about visiting, believing that the island was some sort of trap, while other nations like the Aculon Empire sent out large exploratory groups to investigate the island. So Aculon is here, but instead of mining for
Fucking
netherite, they're
taking all the
taking
wool.
from the deserts. Oh, they don't have sheep in the snow island. That makes sense. Something I found
They
interesting
don't?
was that no
Don't they
nation,
have
not even the
RAM?
Snow Empire,
Was
had
this
the
before
courage
the
to
RAM
publicly
update?
claim the center island as part of their nation, as their
Was it RAMs?
territory. Probably because it would
Yeah,
result in
that's-
conflict
yeah, that's a
with
RAM.
other nations, which
Yeah,
was
sheep-
my
a sheep is
secret
like a
intention when
ram,
adding
right?
The island that it would
Fuck.
cause some type of war.
God damn it,
but
I'm stupid.
It didn't cause a war, or maybe just not yet. Meanwhile, I present to you the story of Los Pollos Hermanos.
Where did this Spanish accent come from? Los Pollos Hermanos!
Yeah, we're doing quite well.
He doesn't even have a Spanish accent. He just, it's just all in the name.
His life's mission to feed the people of the desert.
If I was
And
in this,
ever
I would
since
probably
spoke with him on day 2
make
next to his little
a
food
Spanish
stand,
accent.
Los Pollos
I'll bring it out.
Hermanos had become a staple of the Sultanate. But this business would soon run into some problems. See, on days 4 and 5, the Sultan storming hell was unsatisfied with the slow progress on his
I love the
project,
Spanish
the
music
Holy
he's using.
City. So he demanded that the farmers of the Sultanate stop growing food and
This is very
instead
like
work on his
Mexico
food
on the
project.
ranch
And
core.
just like that, the food supply going into Los Pollos Hermanos had completely stopped. The restaurant suddenly had no food available to sell.
No!
Drip Chicken was instead forced to sell some questionable products, and if he was caught selling these products by either the Sultan or the Sultan's twin guards, he would probably receive a life sentence in the Sultanate prison. Meanwhile, the farmers of the Sultanate were unhappy since they wanted to farm, not be forced to build. So in a rebellious move on day 5, Drip Chicken and the farmers secretly set up a meeting with Saps, the leader of Theria.
I know you
That's what
wanna
you
move
get.
to Theria,
That's
but
what
if
you
do,
fucking
the
get.
Sultan
How
will
dare you
send his
take
elite
away
squad to hunt you
a
down.
hard-working
So,
Mexicans
what
man, hard-working Latino man,
plains or something.
food.
There's
How
about to
dare
be
you?
Chaos in the desert.
And Saps was correct. There was about to be chaos in the desert for reasons he couldn't
Among
tell the farmers
Us!
just yet, but he did tell me.
You know who Davert is?
Yeah, I think so. He's one of the twin guards, right?
He's about to leave the Sultanate and join me.
Really? The two people the Sultan trusts the most are his two twin guards, the brothers Davrit and Zampa.
But they're like-
one of them had grown tired of the authoritarian
They've
and
been watching in
warmongering ways of
silence the
Sultan.
whole time.
So Davrit had reached out to the leader of Theria, and together they created the single craziest plan I have ever heard. And this was it. First, Davrit leaves the Sultanate to join Theria. Next, the Sultan finds out about the betrayal and sends his elite squad to kill Davrit. Then, when the elite squad is away hunting for Davrit and the Sultan is therefore alone, Davrit will sneak back into the Sultanate and kill the Sultan. Davrit will then
that's
claim
smart,
leadership
actually.
over the Sultanate, and as the new leader, he will finally bring peace to the desert.
Oh,
Davrit
snap.
has no way to
Davrit actually has a good-ass plan.
Trust me, you'll work, alright?
So
He said grow some
day
desert.
7,
That's crazy.
Davrit snuck out of the Sultanate and headed to Theria to
Okay, let
begin the
Davrit cook.
operation, while Drip Chicken and the farmers fled to the Plains Island. On the
Run.
way out, some of them
Run.
took one final look back at
This
their
is
home,
this is
at
really
their
like
restaurants,
running to
knowing that they
escaping
would
the U.S.
probably never
to the
see
border.
it again, knowing that the
Going
story
back
of
to
Los
Mexico.
Pollos Hermanos had come to an end.
The last of the Drip Chicken. No. Leave. Escape.
On day 8, there was a major event on the Snow Island. For the first time ever, Emperor Olanulo had come out from his underground bunker. He had
Good.
summoned the entire Snow Island to the Aculon
A
Castle.
freaking turkey
so
stepping
he could
down below him is
publicly be
crazy.
crowned as the
Why
leader.
would he do that?
Before the coronation, all high-ranking officials were required to provide Olanulo a gift.
I present to you a
Why would they agree to that?
premium brand sneakers.
Thank you, Applewood.
In a way. Is that netherite
Saul
sneakers? That's
Goodman
actually really
give
good.
you this present, Lord
That's actually a really
Olanulo.
good
My
gift.
presence is your present.
Good shit.
After the gifts, Olanulo
It's
asked his
presents.
second-in-command, a freaking turkey, to make a speech affirming Olanulo's undisputed leadership.
My friends, the
He took off the
Acheron
sneaks.
Empire is the strongest nation in the world. Not because of one leader, but because of all of us.
Thank you, Turkey.
At the end of the ceremony, Olanulo asked all of his citizens to follow him out of the castle, down the main path of the Empire, in a symbolic move meant to showcase the unity of the Snow Island.
That's a lot of them, actually. That's a good amount of them.
But this image of unity was only a mirage. There was a lot of discontent building within the Empire for many reasons. People didn't like that Olanulo's knights were constantly bossing them around, nor did the Aculon builders like it when Olanulo forced
Just
them to work on the
shot him
Aculon
for no
castle
reason.
instead of letting them finish their own projects. There was this general sense that Olanulo might be overreaching with his power, especially when
He has
spied
none.
on his own citizens to see who was criticizing his leadership. See, Olanulo believed that in order for his citizens to have a good life, they have to live in a strong nation, and the only way to maintain a strong nation was through complete unity under a powerful and unchallenged leader. This is why Olanulo was fearful about the
That's
discontent
true.
within his nation, as well as
To a
the
point.
rising popularity of his
Don't quote me.
second-in-command, a freaking turkey. Knowing that they were being spied
I just
on,
feel like he
many
needs
of
more
A
power
Freakin'
to his
Turkey's
name.
supporters were becoming scared living
More
on the
spec.
Snow
He
Island,
needs some more spec.
afraid that they would be
More respect
executed
on
for
his
not
name.
supporting Olanilo's leadership. So, with the help of A Freakin' Turkey, plus another high-ranking official, its Ender, some Akulon citizens organized secret evacuations out of the Snow Island through underground tunnels, some of which led to Seth's nation in the jungle, others going to Sidefall's nation in plains. Both Seth and Sidefall were very open to accepting refugees, especially those who opposed Olanilo.
They're just leaving its fucking nation.
Tyrant. Also,
Crazy.
they had just found out that Olanilo had actually sent spies all across the world, including into their own nations, so they didn't like him very much.
We're not going back until there's some form of democracy in Snow.
I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Meanwhile, in
Oh
plains,
no, but what about the
Mr.
people who
Turkey, are you
stayed?
starting a revolution?
No, I do not want a revolution. I just want to make sure Olanilo doesn't kill these people.
When are you going back to
No,
Snow
he's
Island?
starting a
Probably
revolution,
tomorrow,
but
'cause I'm gonna try and host a meeting with Olanilo.
he
I just
doesn't
think
want
he's
that
gone
on
too
file.
far.
So while A Freakin' Turkey stayed on the Plains Island for the rest of the day, Seth and Sidefall created the first ever multi-island treaty. This treaty not only established Seth and Sidefall as allies, but it also declared their nations refugee states, ones that are willing to accept all people fleeing from dictatorial regimes like the Sultanate or the
that could be
Akulon
very
Empire.
good.
As
That
for
could be
A
very
Freakin'
good.
Turkey's position in the Akulon
Oh, isn't
Empire,
Sidefall like
was
right
still
next
technically the
to?
second in command, but it was only a matter of time before Olanilo finds out about the missing citizens, and then it's very likely that Turkey will be stripped of his position or be kicked out of the Snow Island entirely and become a refugee himself.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know if... Wait, is that a basketball court? On day 8, the center island was getting a lot of visits from curious players, and instead of fighting each other, everyone was just kind of hanging out and doing their own thing.
TB, look at this.
What is this? Don't question me. Later that night, some adventurers started terraforming the dead terrain, making it green. This actually looks not bad. These guys, meanwhile, made a secret underground church, and they hosted many ceremonies and cultural events. What type of ritual is this? Now, I actually attended 2 churches on day 8, the second one in Sidefall's nation, although I was very disturbed by the person sitting next to me.
After a near-death experience, life began to feel more sacred. Only to impart the
What?
wonders they hold. I cannot say what they are, however, right way to lead this world.
Whoa, what did I do?
They're taking him away. Oh no. Later that night, the Plains Island received an unexpected visit from the Akulon Empire's state-sponsored journalist. I'm with the news. Down with the news. Go away, tabloids. Go
Yo,
away. No Fox
yo.
News today. They're kicking out the journalist.
Okay, kick her out. Don't
Meanwhile,
kill
I
her.
ran into these
That's messed
Plains
up, man.
farmers who literally did nothing but plant wheat everywhere.
Good
Oh
God.
my God.
Look at all this freaking weed.
Now, right next to the wheat
Lord.
field was a cookie factory in Horus Crown's nation, which took the wheat and made a variety of baked goods. See, ever since the Great Plains Alliance was signed
Just
on
the
day
2
4,
big goods
the
we
people
have
of
in
Plains believed
Minecraft,
their
man.
island to be,
And
for
the
the
pie.
most part, a very safe place to live.
We need
And
more
as a
big
result,
goods
many
in
players felt
Minecraft.
secure enough to run their own businesses. There was the bakery, an Outback Steakhouse, boating and kayaking,
Ain't no
2
way.
KFCs,
Ain't no
and
way.
there was the most recent addition, Los Pollos Hermanos.
Los Pollos Hermanos.
You made one in the Plains biome?
Yes. Expansion.
Claiming refugee status, Drip citizenship in Sidefall's nation, where they were able to rebuild their famous restaurant, and the people of Plains welcomed
Okay,
the
so they're in
refugees
Sidefall
with
now.
open
They're in, I
arms.
think
The only
they
person
were
who
still
wasn't happy
in
was
what?
the owner of
In
KFC,
Egypt?
who now had
No,
competition.
no, the desert.
Anyway,
The-
when word got
just
out
because
in
you
the
see the desert
that
doesn't mean
Drip
it's
Chicken and the
Egypt.
farmers had
I'm
fled the Sultanate as
fucking
did
stupid.
Davrit, many loyalists in the Sultanate were furious with these betrayals. While the Sultanate was still the second most powerful nation in the world,
Okay,
the
so
first being
they're
Akulon,
in. Okay, so they're
these
with
betrayals of
Sidefall.
the
Sidefall is
Sultanate
not in the
hurt the
desert.
Sultan's public image, and he feared being
So they
seen
are
as
island
weak
away.
by the
That's
world
good.
and and by his own people. So predictably, the Sultan sent his elite
Let's see
squad
what he
out
does.
into
Let's see
the
what he
desert
does.
to try to find and kill
voice crack there.
both
Ugh.
Davrit and Drip Chicken. But instead of staying home in the Sultanate, this time the Sultan traveled with his elite squad. This threw a wrench into Davrit's assassination plan, and Davrit had no choice but to keep hiding underground until he saw an opportunity to strike. Meanwhile,
Well, if you
the
think
leader
about
of
it,
Theria, Saps, was
that's a very personal
worried
thing to
because
do. You know,
he
that
knew
was
the
his
fate of
closest
nation
guards.
and his
If
people
they
rested
betray him
on
and
his
leave,
assassination attempt.
I will
If it
feel very
succeeds
personal,
the
and I'll
Sultan
go
is
after
killed,
him.
Well, then all is well.
That
But
makes
if it
sense.
fails, it will only be a matter of time before the Sultan finds out that Saps was behind the plan, and then there is no doubt that the Sultan will seek revenge and absolutely obliterate Theria, killing not just Saps, but all his people who, by the way, were entirely innocent. Saps purposefully didn't tell any of his citizens that he was involved in an
I
assassination
mean, could he
plot
do that
because
though?
they
I feel like
definitely
Saps
wouldn't
might have a
approve
good
of
plan
something
to
that
get
puts
out.
them in such danger. All of this tension in the desert was really starting to get to some people, like this group, which made a giant
They can become a
lava
refugee
wall around their
and join the
civilization. They
two
wanted
islands.
nothing to
What
do
the
with the
fuck?
politics of the desert, and they were rather paranoid about everything.
The walls keep us safe. We can't leave the walls for long.
I
We're not
know.
safe. Everyone inside the walls is safe. Everyone outside is not safe. They're strangers. We shouldn't trust them. Oh, by the way, also don't push any buttons you find in here.
Okay. I actually think this group is more of a cult than a civilization, but
Oh my God.
still, I think they had the right idea. And now we go back
They're
to the
fucking
jungle
prepared.
war.
So paranoid.
I say war because both major nations had already basically decided that they cannot coexist in the jungle. Seth was mad at the Sea People for killing many of his allies, while the Sea People were mad because Seth wouldn't let them kill those who they believed to be criminals. Neither nation was willing to compromise on this, so war seemed inevitable. However, because Seth had also recently formed an alliance with Sidefall from Plains, a war between the two jungle nations would likely cause Sidefall, as well as the rest of the Plains Island, to join the battle, thus turning this into an actual world war. So, given that the stakes were so much higher now, both sides agreed to have one final meeting to maybe work things out. It was Wazak who quickly offered his nation as a good neutral location for the meeting, and he was
Why would he
quite
do that to
enthusiastic
me?
about hosting.
Why would he do
On day
that?
8, Seth and the Sea People sent their highest-ranking officials
It's gonna be a
to
big ass
Wazak's
war
nation,
breakout.
where the
His
meeting
nation
would
that
take
has done
place.
nothing wrong is going to get fucked over.
Alright, Seth. You're up first.
Once he got a whole nother
I think,
trap.
the Sea People are killing people for a lot of irrational reasons. So, you know, as an example, right? They had 5 stacks of cookies taken from them. That takes like 3 minutes to get, bro. And you like, I don't think you should murder someone over that.
We requested he give it back, and he basically said no, so he was put on KOS and we killed him.
So that was exactly what Seth just said.
Let me add some context.
I mean,
Soon, the argument began to escalate.
and the people you attacked were direct allies.
I'm sorry, but what other ways do we have to stop the chaos in the jungle?
They stole. They didn't deserve to be killed over it.
Do you really want to go to war over this?
Well, if you keep killing our people, then we won't just stand by and watch.
All right, fine. The
Oh,
Sea People declare
shit.
All right, let's do it.
But before a fight could begin, Wazak yelled,
"Double now!"
Did he get anyone? Oh shit, he got a oh, he got a good amount of them. He rigged it. He rigged it. Oh shit, he rigged it.
Wazak had just killed 7 people using his sand trap before getting away. Seth and the Sea People decided to put their war on hold and declared a unified worldwide manhunt for Wazak. Everyone was confused about why Wazak did this, but then I remembered something Wazak had told me the day before.
Listen, if the war breaks out, I have a plan to stop it.
Really? How?
Oh, you'll see, my friend.
When Seth and the Sea People declared war on each other, Wazak decided to use his sand trap and make himself the villain, so that the entire jungle would make peace to unite against him, therefore actually preventing a world war.
It's crazy that actually did prevent war.
Wazak is now hiding
Even for the moment. Even for the moment. Yo, he killed like 7 people. He killed like 7 people.
After After spending most of the previous day trying to hunt down his enemies, the Sultan storming hell decided to take a break from the hunt and attend a wedding hosted by a small neighboring desert nation. It was a huge honor in the desert for the Sultan.
Oh wow,
to
that's a
visit
nice
your
little
civilization. So there was a lot of
wow.
buzz surrounding the Sultan's visit.
Wow,
and
their
everyone
town
in
looks
the
nice.
desert knew he would be there. Zamta the twin guard was also at the wedding, and he was quite thankful for the break since he secretly despised having to hunt for his own brother. When the Sultan demanded that Davert be tracked down and killed, Zamta was horrified by this order, but he kept silent, fearing that he'd be next. Zamta could only hope that Davert was far away now, hiding in a place where the Sultan would never find him. But it turned out Davert was not far away at all, because he was on a mission.
There, he's there. Oh shit.
He's actually here.
Davert, help your brother. I mean, Zombat. I hope Zombat helps his brother.
Davert was coming to kill the Sultan, but he had to be sneaky because the Sultan was guarded by his elite team. The plan was to catch him and his team off guard since it would only take a few hits to kill him.
Well, you could see them like mining in the little pixels. Well, from Ish's point of view, not other people can see.
No way. The wedding's over. He's leaving. Oh, he's leaving.
Oh.
Oh, Davert.
Oh shit. Oh shit, Davert.
Oh.
He's come to fucking kill him.
He's hit him so many times. Wait, Stormy's getting away? The elite team is on Davert.
No, Davert. Davert.
Oh.
Did Zombat turn around to help him?
Oh, he turned around.
Just a dude.
This is insane.
I can't even see what's going on right now. Just watching. Okay. No, Davert. Oh no. Were they around? Separata had a plan? No way. Separata. What happened?
On his way back home, I think.
This.
What is happening?
Is it because the Separata think if he did like a suicide jump that people will turn on Storm? Because if so, I can see why he jumped, and that makes sense. Oh shit! Oh shit! Get the fuck out of there! Get the fuck out of there! Nah, he ran through his loot.
Angry about the death of his brother Davert, Zamta betrayed and killed the Sultan storming hell in
shit,
what he
dude.
called an act of revenge. All of a sudden, within the span of a few minutes, storming hell, Saps, and Davert were all dead. Both the Sultanate and Theria were without a leader, and the desert island was in a state of total confusion. Now,
Oh, they're vulnerable for attack. That's all I'm saying. That's how I would have viewed that. They're vulnerable for attack right now.
On day 9, the second most powerful nation in the world had fallen, and most of the Sultanate's citizens ended up fleeing. That being said, it wasn't totally the end. Some who were still loyal to the late Sultan decided to form their own militias, whose only goal was to track down Zamta and avenge the Sultan.
We are called by our divine leader to kill the dirty traitor, mashallah.
Mashallah.
Theria, on the other hand, didn't dissolve and instead elected a new leader, a player named Jofiel, who was well liked and trusted in the community. Still, the people of Theria would continue to live in a state of fear.
Poor Jofiel
afraid
got
they would
assassinated
be
last
invaded by
time.
one of the new desert militias. Also, they would never find out why their founder Saps jumped off the Therian tower, which he did because of guilt. After he saw Daveret die, Saps believed that the Sultan would invade and destroy Theria, and he felt too ashamed knowing that he would be responsible. It was only thanks to Zamta that the invasion didn't happen. The death of the Sultan sent shockwaves throughout not just the desert, but the whole world.
I feel like Zamto could have been a leader, but he doesn't really say anything.
Including the Akulon Empire. While they technically weren't allies, Emperor Olanilo had always admired Sultan Storminghel's strong authoritarian leadership. So after the lockdown, Olanilo sent his diplomats to the desert to offer support to the Sultanate militias. At the same time, on the Plains Island, Drip Chicken of Los Pollos Hermanos was watching the desert from afar, and he was worried about these rumored desert militias. Because Drip Chicken was from the desert, he was able to educate his customers in Plains about the politics of the desert, and after Saps' death, he encouraged Sidefall to send diplomats to Theria quickly, and Sidefall did just that. On day 9, Theria officially joined Seth and all the Plains nations in the refugee state contract, and originally started as a simple refugee agreement between Seth and Sidefall had now turned into a worldwide alliance called the Alliance of Democratic Nations, or put simply, the Allies.
The Allied States! Oh my god! That is from the past. That is history right there.
As the people of the Akulon Empire continued their daily routines, the highest-ranking officials of the Empire gathered to discuss the new existential dilemma they were now facing. The Akulon Empire had always been the most powerful nation in the world, and it still technically is, but when adding together the populations of all the states in the Democratic Nations Alliance, it is the allies that have more people overall. This made Akulon officials extremely worried. They saw this as the first legitimate threat to the regime. Olanilo agreed with this view, but at the moment, his attention was on another problem entirely. The problem known as a freaking turkey.
A freaking turkey.
A freaking turkey's rise to popularity had always bothered Olanilo, but now this
I like the color he
conflict
picked
was
for
at
his
an
hat.
absolute breaking point because yesterday, one of Olanilo's spies caught a freaking turkey helping Snow citizens flee the Empire. Fleeing or defecting was strictly against Akulon law. Olanilo's spy also saw a freaking turkey hanging out with not just Sidefall, but nearly all the major Plains leaders, which made Olanilo think, is a freaking turkey planning something? Is he secretly working with the allies? Is he about to orchestrate a full-scale revolution or an
Why doesn't he
invasion
just get
of
out
the
of there?
Akulon Empire? These were all questions that Olanilo was wrestling with, and the more he thought about it, the more he convinced himself that a freaking turkey was probably committing some sort of treason and needed to be stopped. Yesterday, a freaking turkey had reached out to Olanilo for a meeting, and today, Olanilo accepted this request, but with a few conditions. 1, this meeting takes place at the Akulon Castle. 2, Turkey comes alone. And 3, the meeting takes place not today, but tomorrow, because Olanilo needed some extra time for his builders to finish a certain project located on the top of the Akulon Castle.
What is
Nobody
that?
knew why or what the strange-looking tower was.
What is
but
that?
Olanilo insisted it be completed by the time Turkey shows up.
Tomorrow is certainly going to be interesting, so make sure everyone's ready.
Why?
Later in the day,
Bro,
Olanilo sent
a freaking
diplomats
turkey
to
is
establish
falling
alliances
into
with
something
both
that he
the
should
desert
not.
militias and
I feel like
with
that's
the
an
sea people
obvious
in the
trap.
jungle. Olanilo appreciated the Sea People's value of order, and he promised that he will help them stop the chaos in the jungle and help them catch their #1 most wanted criminal, Wazak. The Sea People accepted this alliance, but they ended up not needing Akulon's help because late into day 9, Wazak decided to turn himself in. He's about to be
They're gonna
executed.
string this
Guilty
man up.
conscience, perhaps.
All right, Wazik, I understand you have a prepared statement. You may now read your final words.
Yes, thank you.
I like the little tree
Hello,
house
everyone.
that they built.
It's your old friend Wazok. In the beginning, I wanted to rule the world.
Hey, what's up? It's me again.
But
It's
I've made some
Wazuk.
bad decisions. And now, it's my time to go.
You killed innocents. Not making speak.
If there's one thing I've learned, is that time can never be your trusted friend.
Yeah.
Now everyone just like,
Long live the jungle.
no, Wazuk. What's going on with him? No! Oh, not Wazak. Shooting him on the way down.
After deciding that being a criminal in hiding isn't how he wanted to live, Wazik instead chose to face his inevitable death on his own terms, and by doing so, he gave the jungle one last moment of unity.
Anyone else jumping?
The conflict between the two major jungle tribes was still unresolved, especially now that they were in opposing alliances, but for this brief moment, there was peace in the jungle. Well, that was fun. Everyone's coming down the tree now. Most nations around the world took the end of day 9 to rest and reflect on how far they've come. For example, the jungle's Blue Cross tribe celebrated becoming international, with at least one charity location on each island. Meanwhile, in the desert, the two Sultanate militias held a funeral for the late Sultan, where they vowed to get revenge and chanted death to Theria, after which they proceeded to finish building the Sultan's holy city in his honor. Theria, on the other hand, expanded its
Look at
reach
that.
into the arts
Look at that
and became the
Jerusalem.
first civilization to develop music. Oh. Lastly, on the Plains Island, businesses were booming and civilizations were thriving. On day 9, the Plains Island had finished the construction of the ISH, the International State Highway, which made trade and transportation between the major Plains nations much faster. Overall, the building and architecture and player creativity
Wow,
in
dude, this is
Plains
nice.
was simply
Science. They have
amazing.
science.
And it was all made possible by the political stability of the Plains Island.
Wow.
Many in the desert and jungle and snow looked at Plains as
It's
the
interesting how the
shining
entirety
beacon
of
that
Plains
they
came
can
together for
aspire
real.
to be like one day.
Wow. Huh? Okay, wait. Crazy transition. That was really nice.
After spending the day traveling around the world, visiting civilizations in the jungle, the deserts, and of course the Plains Island. During many of his visits, he was very surprised when he found out that most people from these foreign nations not only knew about him, but admired him. This was because rumor had spread about his disobedience to Olanulo, and as a result, he had earned a worldwide reputation as the savior of refugees,
Not world
the
cred.
honorable rebel, the man who stood up to the emperor, and everywhere A Freakin' Turkey went, he was welcomed with open arms. By the way, I think he would have been perfect for that.
Yeah, I heard there was a comedy show here. You should have called me over.
When it came to the Akulon Empire, the truth was, A Freakin' Turkey had no intention of causing any type of uprising or revolution. In fact, he was strictly against the idea, knowing just how devastating a major war would be. But he did want change in the Empire. During his prolonged stay in Plains, he had seen what freedom and democracy look like. He had come to regret his more tyrannical actions in the early days, and he now envisioned a reformed Aculon Empire. His new dream was to bring democracy to Snow, bring freedom to the people of the Aculon Empire, and make the Snow refugees feel safe to come back home.
I might just be overly optimistic, but I think we can achieve world peace.
Okay. If a freaking Turkey is able to convince Alanilo to convert the empire from a tyrannical dictatorship into a free democracy, and then the Aculon Empire ends up joining the Allies, then world peace wouldn't just be a far-fetched idea for wishful thinkers. It would actually happen. With this massive goal in mind, a freaking Turkey
what do you know?
For tomorrow for his big meeting.
Oh God!
With Alanilo.
No, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him. Oh no! The turkey.
Just remember everything we talked about. We'll be watching.
Before a freaking Turkey took off,
well, at least he has a little guard.
He had met with the 4 major plains leaders one last time to tell them what he hopes to achieve in his upcoming talk with Alanilo.
Go, Turkey,
the
go!
Plains leaders were pessimistic. See, when they heard about Alanilo's strict conditions for the meeting to take place,
I would have told him not to go.
They suspected that this was going to be the meeting where Alanilo removes Turkey from his second
board.
position, or
worse,
puts Turkey in Aculon's prison. Whatever happens today, the Plains leaders promised Turkey that he has the full support of the allied nations. Even if they can't attend the meeting, they will be watching and will do whatever they can to help him.
They should bring some people on the sides of the island, just in case, like, Sidefall freaking Turkey dies.
Is now back on the Snow Island.
Man,
I think he's going to the meeting right away.
No, I don't trust Alanilo. I don't trust him. I thought he'd be really cool in the beginning, but now he just wants power the whole way. No talk the whole way. He's fucking dead, dude. Freaking Turkey is dead, gang.
This is weird. Turkey's been in the castle for like a few minutes now, and Alanilo's nowhere to be seen. Oh, he's right here. He's on his way.
He doesn't need that many guards for a meeting. I don't think he needs that many people.
Here we go. Everyone's here now. I think everyone's here now. Knights come to the castle. Wow, I think these are all the high-ranking officials of Aculon.
Winter is leaving? Question mark?
Eerie,
Why is that a Twitch logo?
all
That
barons,
gets skin.
Duke Turkey, and fellow knights have now come together to speak with Emperor Alanilo. Alanilo, would you please start the conversation?
Wait. Turkey, hold up. So before we begin, sorry to interrupt. I have a special thing I want to do real quick.
Wait. Drew, not yet. I want to do something first. Turkey, can you sit on the throne for a second?
What?
Why?
Just do it.
Okay.
Just hear me out. Just do it.
What are we doing?
Yeah, totally. Just listen here.
Can I trust you, Turkey?
Yeah, he's fucking dead, dude.
Yeah?
You like this, right? Sitting on the
throne. You like this, right?
Yeah. What you're talking about.
In front of all these people.
What are you getting on about?
I know that you've colluded with the Plains Alliance. And I know that you want to take over this nation. Take this throne for yourself.
Whoa. What?
There's nothing you can do at this point to convince me that you're not plotting a revolution against me. I caught you red-handed.
No! Alanilo! Yes, I've talked with Plains. I've also talked with Desert and Jungle. I am a diplomat. And I'll tell you this, all those people that I talked with will become our allies the moment we turn this place into an actual democracy.
Why are you secretly leading people off my island?
Oh, man.
Because they thought you were going
so
to
dramatic.
So that's the point of this meeting. You want to get rid of me?
You should never came, bro.
You
I
know
knew
what?
it.
How about I just leave, and you won't have to deal with me again? I'm just gonna go, okay?
Yeah, and then you'll come back with an army. I'm sorry, Turkey.
The seat! He's on the seat! It's the trap! I knew it! No! Oh my god, I caught that last minute. I was like, why would he just like move? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Thanksgiving came early!
Wait,
what?
They're killing Turkey's supporters! They're hunting down his supporters as well!
Oh my god.
This is
no!
crazy. Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island,
And they
many
get the
of
fuck out.
Turkey's supporters
Poor
were
guy.
killed. The few who were able to escape immediately swam to the other islands to tell everyone exactly what happened.
And all of the knights started executing Bernie, Ender, Turkey. They assassinated some of the most loved members of Ekelon.
When a freaking Turkey's
No,
death message appeared in chat,
fuck,
people
bro.
around the world were outraged, and shortly after, the leaders of the allied nations started activating their militaries, putting them on standby.
Turkey once visited Los Pollos Hermanos. I'm giving the army chicken 50% off to make sure they're ready for battle.
50% off all turkeys!
Allies were preparing their armies, so
In
he,
honor of
full
Turkey.
lockdown, reached out to his own allies and called them to the Akulon castle to be ready in case the allies declare war. And sure enough, when the Plains leaders talked with Theria and Seth, the vote was unanimous. On day 10, the Alliance of Democratic Nations officially declared war on the Akulon Empire.
I just want to say I wish you luck and great success. Hopefully we all see some of you tomorrow to sign the constitution of the new Akulon.
Oh, it's Ender made it out.
The new
Good
Akulon
shit.
Republic that we all dream about having. Thank you all.
I felt, yeah, I had a feeling he was gonna make it out once I saw him place that, place the lava.
Turkey and ridding the world of tyranny.
All the allied nations met up at the center island so they could attack the Snow Island together.
Oh shit. Nah, man, I'd be worried. I would be so worried. Bro, it's a freaking Turkey goated. Oh man, that was sad.
Little did the allies know, Oladiolo had set a trap. The
Is it the big ass tower?
had taken inspiration from history and created what they called the Iron Torch, the most advanced defensive tower in the world, complete with dangerous height, sturdy walls, arrow slits, and lava cover. This is crazy.
No, that's what the fuck? That is insane. That is such an insane thing to do. How are they gonna get up there? That is such an actual like problem. They're chatting because they don't know how to get up there. There's some that are gonna stand guard in the front. They're so dead, dude. So, like, those 6 are gonna be so dead.
Your trusted friend or your sworn ally. No, it's the harshest mistress of all. And life is just a chain of moments spent, 1,000 hellos and goodbyes. Maybe a love like ours can lead out its call.
Oh, wow. Oh god. What color is Aculon? Oh, green. They're green. Okay, got it. Oh! Oh no! Oh my god, everyone's dying.
Watch out, they're coming up.
My god, they're dropping it down. Yo. That's like when you drop rocks in like real war. Oh. Oh. They should have knew, bro. He should have knew once he saw that tower. Oh god. This is so bad, dude. So bad. Oh god. Oh no, no. Oh, he fucking fell. It's just like, huh? Oh, let's hope you make it. Hit that water bucket. Oh, he failed. Oh, he failed. Tyranny's over. Tyranny is over. Let's go. Does that mean the fighting stops? What will they do?
Soon after Olanulo died, the Aculon Empire officially surrendered.
Wait, Aculon's officials say they surrendered? Still kill them.
But even though Aculon surrendered,
Still kill
the
them.
allies didn't stop fighting.
Fair enough.
No mercy, no mercy. They're all saying no mercy. Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island, but this time it was the supporters of Turkey doing the killing. This is just an absolute slaughter fest. After a while, the Allies had completely taken over the Iron Torch, and all the Aculon forces had either been killed or had fled the island and gone into hiding. And with that,
On a boat?
the Alliance of
Okay, so that's that's something I gotta keep in mind. That you can escape on a boat.
Aculon Empire. It was only when the war ended and the clouds parted that the Allies were finally able to reflect on what they had done. They had succeeded, but they had also shown no mercy. When their enemy surrendered, they continued to be ruthless and thirsty for blood.
Good.
It was as if they had become their enemy. As the Allies each safely returned to their
Crazy
homes,
to think about.
now with a clear mind, many of them felt regret. Neither side was completely
That was
innocent,
such a good
and the
transition.
war
Like
was
between the three.
complicated. But at least it was over.
It's
and
over.
The Allies had won.
W Ally State. You know, not a lot of. Wow, that's a lot of them.
Over the next few days,
That's a lot
the
of them
people of
that died.
Plains, Theria, Seth, and a few smaller nations created a world alliance with a massive parliament building on the center island where world leaders met to discuss
at
the
the
affairs
center
of their
island?
nations and most importantly to keep the peace. And the first order of business was pardoning the few living players who fought for Aculon so they didn't have to live in hiding. Meanwhile, the snow refugees
Building a river
were able
canal
to
so you can
move
escape.
back to the snow
It's kind of funny.
island and create the new Aculon Republic, putting democracy in snow.
Oh, it's Ender.
They also tore down the remains of the
It's
Iron
Ender took
Torch
over.
and
That's
put
cool.
in its place a graveyard honoring all who died in the Battle of Aculon. And overlooking the graveyard was the man, or turkey,
The
who
turkey!
inspired
It's a
them
freaking
all.
turkey! Bro, a statue? Wow. That's goated, dude. Imagine getting a statue in your honor in Minecraft.
So,
Still pretty
the
sick.
jungle went back to hosting comedy shows, the desert went back to pursuing the arts, and Drift Chicken went back to running Los
Bro.
Pollos Hermanos.
Bro, Los Pollos Hermanos fucking survived. Let's go. Para el queso, Los Pollos Hermanos. Bro, we're fucking winning right now. W Minecraft.
For many players, the newfound peace
Wait, what was he doing
allowed
down there?
for
Was that
new
weed?
stories to begin.
What was that?
But for us, it's a good place to end.
Whoa! Amazing crescendo. Holy shit. Where does he get this music? Like, does he just find it? I feel like Ish is like the, I mean it's in a good way, by the way. Ish is like the James Gunn of Minecraft. Because he just finds music that you haven't really heard of before. And you use it in a tone that really supports the story. And his new music, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like his music usage and his music knowledge is really good and varied. That you're like, oh wow, this song is great. I wish I could hear this more. You know, so you discover new music through people like that. I think James Gunn and Ish have similar music tastes, just like that. But yeah, oh my god, just as good as the 1000 player simulation civilization Rich and Poor. That was pretty good as well. This one was just as great. I loved it. Amazing story. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, this long video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit a like, comment what was your favorite part. I think my favorite part was arguably the drone trap. I think the drone trap was very strategically placed, and I just caught it for a split second, but it was so subtle that you didn't know where it was up until you're like, wait, that's odd, and then you're like, oh my god, it's the throne. Of course, that's why he had him sit on it. So I think that was my favorite part. And I like the revenge that they all had for Turkey. Like, going to war for one man is so huge. Like, that is such a big thing, and it was sad to see that Turkey couldn't make it out. But I feel like he knew that was gonna happen. So yeah, that was my favorite part. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.